Okay, hey, Karam, welcome to our office yet again.
Yes.
And welcome to TechTalk Friday. As you can see, I'm not Roshan, and I won't try to be Roshan, but I think we have a very nice, exciting topic to talk about today, right?
Yes.
So I see you're very excited today when you're in the office, and we're going to talk about fiber, I understand.
Yes.
So tell me what's the hot news?
Well, specifically open access to fiber, and I'm really excited because this entrepreneur who's trying to create the momentum and create a business model around open access, around
Okay,
fiber.
let's define open access. What does that mean?
Open access means, let's say this building, Filio Damansara, right? What happens is that he will provide the last mile to every unit in this building, but at the box where where he has one central box where all the fiber connectors or those who want to connect to him there. And then from there, he's got the last mile to every single unit here.
I see.
And which is significant because if you were one of the early tenants in any development and you call your fiber provider, hey, I want to get access, and maybe you got to use the incumbent, right? And in Malaysia's case, it's Telecom. Maybe you're going to use Time because you've been using them for a long time and you like the service, and you call up Time, I want to get access to this building. You say, oh, we are not in. We don't have connectivity to that building, but
put you on the wait list.
Yeah, put you in list. So Leaderonomics, or if it's Roshan or if it's you, right, Sashe, we'll put you on the wait list, and when we have 25% of the tenants there, and then by then you're already pulling out your hair, which is probably why Roshan's got no hair, right? So he's gone through this before. So they have to make sure there's enough mass before they come. Whereas with open access, entrepreneurs like Shahrin are taking the risk, right?
So what he's doing is he's providing the connectivity before there's even demand.
Yes.
Knowing that the demand will come, he's taking the risk. He's putting the capital up front.
Yes.
And then when you come in as the consumer, you have choices.
You hopefully will have choices. Yeah, he's hoping that multiple brands will come and want to offer a broadband to tenants in that particular development.
So I understand from consumer point of view, you have choices now, and you don't have to wait because it's always ready.
Yes, exactly.
But what about pricing?
Pricing, well, it depends on market competition. And if there's 7 people there providing broadband access to Filio Damansara,
and who would these 7 people be?
It could be like Leaderonomics, it could be DNA providing, it could be Tesco for some reason, and of course your usual big players also. And then they have to provide at a cost competitive price to each other. No more looking at the cost competitive price to what's happening in another area. Just within this building, access here, who's providing what broadband at what price and what value add also. This is a model that has worked very well. And let me just talk about the entrepreneur Shahrin first, because amazing guy is that 2.5 decades of experience in the technology space. He is apparently the first entrepreneur in the world to create a halal web browser. Talk about that. Talk about niche. Yes, I know you're going to wrap your mind around it, right? So his bio says that so that means for all you who like your porn, so he's bad news for you, Shahrin is bad news for you.
So it filters out stuff that's not halal.
Exactly. Of course, not just porn, but anything else that's not halal, right? But even before that, Shahrin was already an entrepreneur. He's an E&E graduate from, let me get the university right, Malaysian University, Technology Malaysia. But he actually is the first Malaysian company to get pioneer status from MIDA to assemble and design VCD players locally.
I see.
Back then, right, in the 90s, VCD players. So
and sorry, the name of the company again is?
It's called iFiber. Now it's iFiber. So he got into the fiber to the home space or last mile in 2012 because he's a Kedahan. The Kedah state government says, hey, you seem to know what you're doing with this TechTalk. Come and join us. And he was the CEO of the Kedah State ICT Holdings, right? And the Kedah State government actually was the first in the country, according to Shahrin, to offer open access fiber to a development somewhere in Sungai Petani or whatever, right? They were the first in the country. And then he bought over that company in 2012. Because apparently in 2012, there was a change of state government. It went to I think from a Barisan government, it went to another government. So the Menteri Besar changed, and nothing to do with politics, but they were not so interested in this project, so he bought it out from them, and then he rebranded it as Fiber Home.
He really believes in this stuff.
Totally, right? He Fiber at Home. And he ended up selling fiber at home to another player, right? And today he's invested 15 million ringgit of his own money in iFiber.
So those are the passionate entrepreneurs, right, who really believe in their
They believe it, and they dare to go against the herd, right, against the big boys. And what's beautiful is before he came, because every developer in the country had to use Telecom Malaysia to wire. Of course, some had to use Time. But Telecom would charge you, hey, You want, a Phila Damansara to be wired up, it's going to cost you so much. And apparently Telecom at one point has even charged close to ringgit to wire up a project.
But here's the thing though, but believe it or not, that infrastructure stuff costs money, right?
Yes.
But I think what's exciting here is that he's coming up with a solution where you separate the services from the physical infrastructure.
Yes.
Right? So now you have an opportunity for other people to play
Like
and play on
Leaderonomics,
services.
exactly.
Because nobody can play on the infrastructure. That's heavy capital stuff.
So, and it's boring stuff, and you need scale for that, right?
Yeah,
Telecom has already got scale with incumbent time also.
And then it probably becomes more competitive, and then we get better access and service to the consumer.
And the government can come in and say, give like you have food vouchers, they can give fiber vouchers also, right? To access providers like him to help certain segments to get access to fiber, where it's subsidized. And this model has worked in the UK, is working in the UK as well.
So I think that's an interesting point that you bring up, right? So access to fiber, right?
Yes,
I think that becomes a basic necessity these days, right? It's like electricity, water,
must be
access to broadband must be.
It is already now, and for even FDI coming into the country, all big companies, when they want to look at the country, this is now a hygiene factor, right?
Absolutely.
It's no more, wow, I'm glad you have fiber. No, it is a must-have.
And high quality fiber and
Totally, it
reliable,
has to be
stable
not
fiber.
high, world class. So I know Gobin has introduced some a vision for his industry, for his ministry in terms of multimedia and communication. And one of them is providing access, providing affordability, providing quality to fiber.
Absolutely.
I wish instead of quality they said world class quality, right? Not just quality. So to me that's a weak word, quality, right? So you say world class quality. So we're moving there, not fast enough for people like us who are at the forefront,
I think this is a great step because I think, but the only thing I hope for additional is because what he's doing is for new developments, new properties, because it's about building that pipeline while the property is developing, right?
Exactly, yes.
But what about the existing?
Oh, he can come into existing also, but you already tend to have incumbents there. So, but there's enough new buildings, the Pinnacles in Sunway. So he's wired up that building, right? And by the way, remember when I said the developers will charge, the telco players will charge the developers
To wire up.
Yeah. So when Shahrin came in for the first developer he went to, he said, I'll pay you. They were shocked, right? So they say, hey man, it's all yours. And then of course after that, when it worked and the developers saw that their customers are getting access to broadband right away, instead of telecom, even though they're there, they said, I'm sorry, we're going to wait for 25% before we switch it on. So the developers realized, this is actually good for us. So now he's able to charge them, but way less than what's before. So he's disrupted that space of the market, right? Developers would love somebody like him. And as consumers, if you're a commercial owner, you're going to move to a new building somewhere in maybe Cyberjaya, you don't want to wait for like a mythical 10 or 20% threshold before somebody provides broadband to you, right? I think it's a must-have.
Yeah, anybody who's disrupting the space and bringing data connectivity faster, cheaper, I think that's a must.
Credit to them, we got to support them. And Shahrin said that, interestingly enough, Malaysia is actually the only country in the world which is accessing, which is mandating a price, for broadband at the wholesale level. Say no other country in the world does that. So even now with the MASP, with MCMC mandating MASP, they've come up with new pricing for wholesale broadband. They say it shouldn't be that way at all, and there are better models to go. So it's great that people are challenging the regulators also to do better, right? Not challenging or criticizing for the sake of it. So
exactly, and there's a place for everybody, right? There's the infrastructure players, there's the service provider players, right? And all of that last mile players.
And then brands like us who want to provide last mile service for some areas, who knows, right?
Good.
Exciting.
Fantastic. Thank you, man. Hope to hear good stuff from
read this full story on DNA. I think it's a really good story to read.
All right, thank you. And that was Tech Talk Friday. And stay tuned for next week.